The purpose of this demonstration is to show you how to use the language line on both the Max agent and on the Thin agent. So as you will see on my screen right now, I have an active call in contact on the Max agent. If I was going to use the language line on this caller, the first thing I would do is put that call on hold. From here, I would press the Transfer Conference button. After that, I would select the appropriate tab here. You're going to go to Other. Mine auto-populated because that was the last one that I used. However, if this is your first time opening the address book for today, you want to make sure you click on Other, the final tab. You'll scroll to get the appropriate address book that you would like. The language line is located in all of the county address books, so it does not matter which one that you choose. I've chosen Cuyahoga, and I'm going to scroll through here to see the language line. From here, I'm going to click the call button. It's going to ask me to choose a skill. You will be choosing either outbound Cuyahoga if it's an outbound, the call came in on the Cuyahoga queue. If it came in on one of the regional queues, you will select outbound regional. Now, from this point, what I am going to do is I don't actually want to call the language line and bother them, so I am going to actually enter in a phone number for my cell phone so that we don't bother the folks over at the language line for this demonstration. Okay. So I have answered the line. You can just assume or just pretend that this is the language line here. What's going to happen right away is you will get a recording asking you to enter your client ID number, which if I was actually using the address book, the client ID number would be located next to the words language line in the address book, as you just saw. What you're going to do from here is you must use either your soft phone, or if you are using your Mitel desk phone, use your desk phone to enter in the 6-digit client ID. This is because the Thin agent and the Max agent do not produce tones that are recognizable to that automated system. So from here, what we would be doing is entering in our language line code, which is 512908. When the language line representative answers, they're going to ask you again for your 6-digit number and what language that you need. You'll provide them with that information, and then once your interpreter is on the line, you will hit the conference button here to include your client in on the telephone call. Once you are finished, you can click hang up and then hang up again to disconnect the call. Now I'm going to demonstrate the use of the language line for the Thin agent. So you can see I already have an active call here on the Thin agent. I'm going to place that call on hold. I'm going to then go up here to the address book and open that up. I will go to the directory and choose the appropriate directory. You will find the language line in any of the county address books, so it doesn't necessarily matter that much which address book you choose because the number is the same and the client ID is the same across the board. Now you'll see in here the language line is down here. I can manipulate these fields here using my cursor so that I can better read everything that's in there. This is something you may need to do if you do not see all 6 digits of the language line client ID. So you might have to just move this over so that you can see that full 6-digit number. From here, you will click on your little phone next to the language line and select the appropriate outbound skill. For the purpose of this demonstration, I am not going to actually call the language line because I don't want to bother them. And I instead am going to just enter in my telephone number here. This is a step you will not have to do on your own. Okay, so you will see that the outbound line has answered. So let's just pretend that this here is the language line. From here, you're going to hear a recording that asks you to enter in your 6-digit client ID. You cannot dial that number through the thin agent or through the max agent because it does not produce tones that could be heard by the IVR. So what you'll have to do is enter in that code using either your soft phone interface, or if you are using a Mitel desk phone, you would enter in that number there using your Mitel phone. So I'm going to go ahead and enter it here on my soft phone. It's 512908. What will happen next is your interpreter representative, language line representative, will answer the phone. They will ask you again for your 6-digit client ID, which you will give them verbally. They will ask you what language you want. You let them know, and then they will connect you with your interpreter. At that point, once the interpreter's on the line, you will hit this conference button. Sometimes, depending on how expanded your thin agent is, you may or may not see the word conference, but you will always see this little icon with the 2 phones facing each other. So you will click there. And all parties will be connected. And then once you are finished with the call, you will hang up with each party.